On my 20th birthday, I was so proud because when I went on the scale, I was weighing 82 kilos and everything was lean muscle mass. On my 21st birthday, I was weighing about 83, and not everything was lean muscle mass. On my 22nd birthday, I didn't weigh myself, but there was less lean muscle mass. And that was my story until the 30th birthday. I did not weigh myself because the shock would have been far too big. But after I'd been on a diet for a good while, I'd made it down to just over 99.9 kilos. So I guesstimate that my weight at 30 was probably 105 to 108 kilos. Linda's presentation here went a little bit into these cells that we have, or the bacteria in our gut, and she said there is a bunch of bacteria on us. Well, here is how many human cells you have. In fact, people don't really agree about this, but the guesstimate on how many human cells we have is somewhere between 100,000 billion cells and 1 million billion cells. So if you made that kind of money, would you be happy? Okay, good. Just checking. So we are away. And what I didn't know when I made my journey from 82, so less than 80 before I turned 20, and then my journey up to 106 was that the way you gain fat on your body is that you take from all of these brilliant cells you have, and you have something called neutral cells. They can be used for muscle building, they can be used for fat building, and you take all of these neutral cells that doesn't do anything yet, and then you convert them into fat cells. Did you guys know this? And I've been doing this effectively every year. And so every time you have a high-carb meal with a lot of dessert afterwards, and you have a high-fat, high-carb, you will then convert new cells into fat cells. Here is the unique thing about fat cells. They never go away. They never die. They can only grow, or you can starve them. So what happened was, for every time I would go up and I would have a diet to go back down, I would manage to go back down, but then all of a sudden I would just have a week of vacation, eat a little bit, and all my friends came back. Literally, like if I eat just for a few days, I can eat and I can look down and I see my stomach grow because I've been starving my fat cells, but they're all there, vividly alive, waiting for the next time I will eat something that they like, and then they will grow. And you know what's so unique about these cells? They are much better than any other cell in your body to grow. No, I'm not kidding with you. A muscle cell, if you're really good, you can have a muscle cell grow a few % every month. And a muscle cell can grow to like 3-4 times the size of the cell in a few years. A fat cell can grow in a matter of a few months, it might take a few years, up to 50 times its own size. And at the same time, for every time they grow, they will invite more neutral cells, which you have billions and billions and billions and billions of, to be fat cells that also can grow to 50 times their size. I wish somebody taught me this in kindergarten. Life would have been so much more easy then. I would have avoided them. I would have stayed away from those cells like crazy. And this is why it's so hard to lose weight. This is why it's so hard to keep the weight off after you've lost it. It's because if you were never overweight and you have a feast for a week or two, you don't have any fat cells to feed, and you don't really create any new fat cells, and you gain maybe 1 kilo, but then you come back home and it goes away straight away again. Because it was the few fat cells that picked up a little bit, grew in size, then they went back down. But for me, that have been 106, 108 kilos, if I do the same, I'll come back home as a balloon. In fact, this summer, me and Hilde went on vacation, and we had a private chat for 16 days, which is very recommended. I exercised 1 hour every day, some days 2 hours, and I had about the same amount of food as Hilde had, and maybe a little bit more, but I also exercised, and I weigh 30 kilos, or at that point, a lot more than 30 kilos, more than her. I came back home 4 kilos heavier. She came back home half a kilo heavier. 1 week after we came back home, her half a kilo was gone. I still had my 4. So we know that if you have at one point had a problem with drugs, you're always an addict. We know that if you have had problems with alcohol, you're always an alcoholic. So if you have had a problem with overweight, you're always a person that have a problem with overweight, which means that you need to have something in your life that can keep you on track. And the problem is that nobody looks strange at you when you just have regular food. But they don't get that that regular food, in the amounts I'm eating, is gonna hurt me much faster than the other people eating it. And this was a big aha moment for me. And it makes me excited about our program with the LeanShake and the Xenobiotic, because this is the perfect control program for anybody that has once had an overweight problem, because they still have it. And if you stick on this one, your likeliness to keep the weight off is just so much higher than if you don't have any program to stick to. So that's maybe the most important thing that I will tell you today. I think Linda did a great job going through the shake, going through the Xenobiotic. If you look at it, if you want to have the maximum effect of this combination, there is one, and I forgot that. I usually always have my oil with me, but somehow I didn't get it with me out the door this morning. It's probably because I'm still in Oslo. But on the top here, I should have 1 bottle of oil. Because what makes our program unique is that when you get your body in balance, fat actually has some components in it that helps your body burn fat. So Linda mentioned the collagen peptides will help your body burn fat. In this one, we have got an MCT fat, which also helps convert fat to fat. But in general, a Harvard study of 101 men and women showed that if you are on a diet which is higher in fat, about 20% fat intake, which the oil will add 5% of your daily fat intake to that, maybe 6%, and you have the same calorie diet, those that were on a high fat intake were losing 83% more weight than the others, and they lost even more in fat mass, because the fat is also producing a hormone that activates the conversion of fat to energy in your body. So our program starts with a balance oil, get your body in balance, and then it goes to, and we could talk about that too, then it goes to the extend, boost your immune system. I'll get back to that in a few seconds here. And then it goes to the shake, lose your fat, so reduce weight, because we know that that's healthy for you. And then it goes to the last step, which is gain lean muscle mass. So through exercise and through a high protein diet, we can manage to have more muscle mass. And this is what makes it very unique. But at the same time, if you're trying to do all of this and you're not using a supplement and you're not using the LeanShake, what's going to happen is that you're not going to get all the nutrients that you need. Because if we think about a meal, the meal is supposed to be combined of minimum 23 minerals and vitamins. And then it's going to have so much protein, so much carbohydrates, and so much fat. And if you're going to make a plate with all of this, you're going to end up having a meal that is probably consuming 700, 800, maybe 900 calories per meal to have the complexity of 237 calories in the shake. And you're supposed to have like 3 of those meals every day, which means that you will not lose weight. So when you lose weight, normally on a regular diet, you lose important nutrients in the body, so that when you've lost all of your weight, anybody try that except for me? Then you start eating again, and it's like it's not going slowly up, it's going like whoop, and then it's going slowly up, and then it's going whoop, and all of a sudden, you're back and you have got a bunch of the friends that you lost. Because every time you lose weight, you starve your fat cells. But every time you gain weight, you create new fat cells to the friends. Or new friends to the fat cells. Did you get this? It's not that complicated, Hugo. But it's very important. No, he knows too. Exciting. So, what else is important? Well, that it's high protein, and it's important that we have the prebiotics, I kind of mentioned that, and that it's all nutrients that we need when we actually lose the weight. So we have made a little concept. I think it was made up mostly in end of November, middle of December. And we have printed actually a booklet for you here today with all of the things that we need for our Health Challenge, and it looks like this. And in the end, I will be going through also the new offers that we have, and the Health Challenge is integrated on the last page of the offer. So we've done a little bit of work over Christmas. So the 4 steps that we will be teaching is first getting balance. There is no point in just getting somebody on our Health Challenge, on the shake, on the Synabiotic, and not do the 6-3 balance in your body. Because without the 6-3 balance, they're not going to get the health effects that gives. It's not going to be a part of what we stand for in Cincino. They're not going to have enough fat in their diet to actually be able to lose the weight and keep the weight off. So really, get this. Balanced oil always comes first. Then secondly, boost your immune system. Because the other thing is that when you go on a low-calorie diet, one of the things is that we have 3 immune systems plus the 4th that Linda mentioned, which is the bacterial immune system that isn't really yours. But you've got an innate immune system, the one you were born with, the adaptive immune system, the one that adapts to all the things that is happening that needs to be fed every day. And then we've got the enzymatic immune system that also needs to be activated every day. This happens when we eat a diet rich in nutrients. If we take away all of a sudden a bunch of the nutrients from our diet, like lower in polyphenols, which we know that everybody already is, lower in beta-glucans, which we know that pretty much everybody is, lower in some of the antioxidants, which we know that many people is. We did a background study on vitamin D on those that have not been using balanced oil, and we found that in the month of February, where we selected the test, the average of the group had 26 units per blood unit of vitamin D3. And you know what the disease state is? It's less than 25. And the normal state is that you should have 50 or higher. The recommended is to have 75. So we know that most of the people in the winter months don't have the vitamin D that they need, the D3 specifically. When we did a background study on those that are high and have been on the oil for 120 days, so they have a high omega-3, they were just around 50. They had on average 57% higher score than the other group, which is exciting. So we're better protected. So it's important that we get all the nutrients in it, and the extend is something that is not necessary, but I highly recommend to include that in the diet as well, because that will activate all of those 3 immune systems, being the only supplement in the world out there that I know for sure activates all 3. I know about many that activates one. Well, actually 99.9% of all the supplements that I know about only activates one of the 3 immune systems. Then there is a few that I know of that activates 2 of them, but our product is the only one that I know activate all 3 of your immune system. So in your weight loss period, it can be important to do that. And if people want to use this only for weight control or fitness, then Extend comes actually before the Balance Shake. So then it's Oil, Extend, Balance Shake. If you're using it for weight loss, you might skip the Extend if you don't have the money for it. If you have the money, I'd highly recommend it. Then we lose weight. Why? Because every health community in the world recommends us to lose weight if you have excess weight. Do you know what you should really weigh according to the foremost scientists that are working with the word that I can't say? You should be on a, like if I'm 180 tall, my weight should be about 72 kilos. That's recommendation, unless there is a lot of lean muscle mass. So the BMI of 25 we know today is actually a bit too high. And at 79 kilos, which I was this morning, my BMI then is 24.6. So I could still lose a bit of weight. My goal now is to get down to 76 kilos. Happy, healthy, exciting, fun, lean, mean, 76 kilos. And then in step number 4, we build muscle. So in this booklet, you'll find the information of why it's important to lose weight. Then we will make a challenge on what's your goal. We've made this very simple. Do you want to lose 3, 5, or 10 kilos? So is there anybody that needs to lose like 3 kilos? I'm in that group. 79 to 76. So I'm in that challenge group. 3 kilos. Exciting? Or you lose 5 kilos. Anybody think that 5 kilos would be good for the person next to you? And then is there anybody in the room that knows somebody back home that needs to lose 10 kilos? And the 10 kilo group, that's where the big money is. They need a lot of this stuff. So that makes me excited. And we want to make it simple. You can do this all the way on your own, or you can challenge somebody else to lose 3, 5, or 10. Make the conversation easy. Don't talk about everything else. Just say, is it 3, 5, or 10? Which one would you want? And you just hand them this one. Say, I'm on a challenge. I've decided to lose 5 kilos in the next 10 weeks or next 5 weeks, whatever your goal is. And then you say, read this one and see if you want to be one of my challenge friends. That I would challenge you to do the same as me, more than me, whatever it is. And we have a fun concept for the partners at the end of this presentation. So you can get 1 friend, you can get 2 friends, you can find 5 friends, you can find as many friends as you want to and challenge them. Anybody have a friend? Good. Let's lose a lot of them. No, let's just lose a lot of them, not of them. So proteins is the most important energy source that we have because it's food for our muscles. One of the things that we found out when we studied this is that if you don't get enough proteins, you actually feel hungry because your muscles are sending a signal to your body, I need protein. The problem is that when the muscles send this signal through your bloodstream up to your brain, it doesn't say, go and eat a piece of lean chicken. The only thing the brain knows is go and get energy. And what's the fastest kind of energy in the world? White sugar. And where do you find that? In my favorite dish, chocolate. See what I mean? So that's the problem. So if we give the muscles enough protein, what happens is that you will lose a lot more weight on the same calorie diet as if you don't have enough protein. Linda mentioned the overall statistics on protein, but if you take 2 LeanShakes a day, so that's 120 grams of LeanShake, the chocolate version a day, you actually get more than double of what you need of the essential amino acids. The essential amino acids is different from all of the amino acids. So if you get the LeanShake in there, you will gain more muscle bulk because you have a very high protein diet of the 9 essential ones, the ones the body can't make. And now we will use the reserves of the body, and that could be some of your fat mass, that could be some other things, to actually build muscles. So it's not that you only have a high protein diet, you get a super high protein diet when you have the LeanShake from the basic of the essentials. So what happens when we do this? Well, pretty much it curbs your satiety, so you will actually not feel that hungry. And by the way, protein is good for building your muscle mass, is good for building normal bone function as well. So a part of the things that we need otherwise is also coming from this. So the great part here is that you could take just these 2 pages and give to somebody and say, read this. So you don't need to say, read the full booklet. You could take these 2, and we will make these also in a downloadable format where you can only take these 2 study pages and say, read this, and then you ask them after they've read it, would you like to lose 3, 5, or 10? Or would you just be a part of the fitness challenge and gain 1 or 2 kilos of muscle? One of the fascinating things with LeanShake is that in the beginning, I was losing weight very fast. But then when I get down towards 80 kilos, I stopped losing weight. And it's been very hard to get down to 79 kilos. Here is the reason. And that is that from the weight of 87 kilos where I started, I have 0 muscle loss. And I've not been exercising more than average 3 to 4 minutes a day for the period of time I've been on the product. And that's pretty amazing. In fact, I don't have a perfect measurement from the first day I started on the diet when it comes to my muscle mass, but I believe, based on my strength and based on my fitness, that I've probably gained 1 kilo of lean muscle mass in the 90 days where I've been doing this. And I've been on an average calorie diet of less than 1,500 calories a day. Explain that to somebody. That is very unique. So for fitness people, talk to Luke, talk to Ragnar, talk to a couple of the people that have been using this for fitness. It works like crazy. Okay, let's move on. So there is some habits that we need to implement if we want to succeed with a challenge. One of them is to not skip breakfast. The American Society for Weight Control actually proved that the people that have been able to lose 14 kilos or more and kept it off for a total of 6 years. This was done by a study where you compare the best to the rest as a meta-study. What they found out was that there was 3 habits that they all had. They ate breakfast, they exercised daily from home, and they weighed themselves daily. So now you have a chart where you can score yourself on if you did this. Did you have breakfast? Did you exercise? Did you weigh yourself that day? And then we have our own points under there where we say 2 LeanShakes a day, because 2 LeanShakes a day is giving you the protein that you need. 2 LeanShakes a day give you all the nutrients that you need. 2 LeanShakes a day give you all the synbiotic fiber that you need. Finally, I can use that word. It's been a secret for a long time. Then take the balanced oil daily. So if people skip that, we know one of the reasons why they aren't as successful as the rest. You need that one, the 100 calories from the fat in your diet. Then eat healthy. That's pretty much where you will give yourself a 1 to 6 score on a daily basis. And then eventually the last point is then to score yourself on a daily basis. So now we have put up 10 weeks where you can go through this together with your challenge friend. Then we have the yes food, the no food section. Then we have how to eat. And this is pretty important because if we're going to have success, we have to eat in the right way. So we recommend either start your day with a shake for breakfast, then follow up with a shake for lunch, and then have a light meal in the evening. In between these meals, you will probably feel hunger. So what do you do when you're hungry? Well, then you have a light snack. And what we say is that you can have as much fruit as you want in a day. You won't be gaining any weight from having as much fruit. You can have as much vegetables that you have. So if you want to eat like 2 kilos of carrots, you won't lose weight that day. But next day, you'll probably just have 1 carrot, and you got all the beta-carotene that you needed. And you probably got a 10 on the way too, so that could be healthy for you. Then in the meal that you eat every day, have it as a low-carb, high-protein meal. So chicken is a rich protein source. Red meat is a rich protein source. Salmon is a rich protein source. All kinds of fish is good. And then try to limit things like potatoes. Try to limit the rice. I'm not saying don't have any, but limit it. And then the sauce, which is pretty much probably 1 scoop of sauce could add like 400 calories to your meal. So just stay away from salad dressings. Stay away from the sauces for your food. If you are using it, read the label first and make sure that you don't all of a sudden get like 200, 300 calories that you didn't think about in that. Don't drink any alcohol. If you want to be serious about it, at least limit it to 1 or 2 glasses. Not on a daily basis either. That's not good for you anyways. So limit the amount of alcohol and limit all sodas. And limit the amount of juice that you're drinking. In 1 glass of juice, there is like 300-400 calories, depending on the size of glass of juice and what kind of juice you have. So you want to try to think about that. And don't end the evening with a big bowl of peanuts, because that'll give you like more calories than you need, and it doesn't have that kind of nutritional effect. Actually, 24 almonds, it's the same amount, and that's like a little handful. It's the same amount of calories as a full LeanShake. So if you're hungry in the evening, don't eat like, oh, it's just 2 or 3 almonds. Oh, it's just 10 almonds. Don't think about it like that. It's just a couple of peanuts, a couple of this, a little bit of... Don't do that. Take another, take a 3rd shake, take a 4th shake. That won't mess up your diet. What will mess up your diet if you get the wrong nutrients into the body. In fact, by doing 3, you'll probably accelerate your weight loss. And if you're going for fitness, well, then you can have all of those things that I just mentioned to stay away from, because that doesn't really matter, because if you're going for fitness, you're also heavily exercising every day. So then we have a second version of it. You can have LeanShake for breakfast. You have a big lunch, like 300, 400, 500 calories. Then you have LeanShake for dinner and everything else the same. So by the end of the challenge, you put in your results. And then we also have a study page on the synbiotic fibers, showing that if you go up to as much as 20 grams of fiber every day, without changing anything of your diet, and I'm not talking about what's in this one and what's in this one. So 20 grams of this one day, that's like 3.5 scoops a day. And if you did that like 1 or 2 times a day, so 1.5 scoop, 1.5 scoop, and you only did that, you didn't change your diet at all, and you just did that for 20 months, if you have an excess weight problem, you would on average lose 5 kilos. Just by adding this. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So why does this program become so effective? Because we are attacking the problem from all angles. Most companies out there are attacking the problem from one angle. We have a product, we want to sell it and make money. And that's a poor angle. We are looking at all the angles of what is it that makes you hungry, because that's the problem, isn't it? Like, I never, ever had a meal just because I wanted to gain weight. Do you know anybody that did that? Well, after I got the weight problem. If you're underweight, then you maybe add a meal just to gain weight. But seriously, we never think about it even. Are you with me? So we got to attack it from all angles because it's a difficult problem. So we are, first of all, bringing people into balance. What that is regulating is that it's regulating your blood sugar, taking down hunger. And it's also upregulating your ability to convert fat into energy. So it takes down the curbing for carbohydrates, which is the fast calories, the fast energy. Then we're taking it from the protein side, bringing you to a high-protein diet so that you actually build muscles at the same time as you carve off the kilos. And what happens now is that when the muscles get all the protein that they need already by breakfast, already by lunch, they're not going to tell your body in the evening that we don't have the building stones for building muscles. So they're not going to send the ghrelin signal, I don't know how we say that one, is a hormone, to your blood veins and send it to your brain so that you run for getting some fast calories in the evening. In fact, in the protein studies, it shows that a high-protein diet reduces the craving for food in the evening by 60%. Then we attack it from the collagen peptides, because the collagen peptides is a byproduct from the muscles that actually sends a signal secondary to the brain that we have all the food that we need. And since we are packed with collagen peptides, especially in the chocolate one, it's actually going to send a direct signal, we have all what we need, don't give the muscles any more food, taking down your appetite. Then we're actually attacking it from the fibers, because the bacteria, they are not 1 million billion in your gut. You have 700 million billion. Hungry guys, bacteria. They want food. Lots of it, all they can get. And the thing is that the evil ones, there is no evil and good ones, but some you should have fewer of, some you should have more of. They can live of anything, but the good ones only thrive when they get the right kind of food because they eat prebiotic fibers. And if you don't have prebiotic fibers, the ones that can live from anything will populate up. And no, you might have 800 million billion of those in your gut. And they say, we want sugar. And you go like a zombie to the chocolate counter and you buy and you get a chocolate. So by regulating up the good bacteria that says we want fiber, it actually produces 3 hormones that is sent to your brain saying that we've got everything we need. Don't worry, we don't need any more food. And this is why after 9 days, if you take a minimum of 2 shakes a day for 9 days, so 120 grams a day, you will feel a big release when it comes to your craving for all kinds of food. At the same time as when we populate up your bacteria, we actually slow down the transition time food takes through your small intestines and large intestines, picking up more nutrients from the same food so that we don't need and don't have the same cravings for food. That's why it's working so well. I love it. Habits and lifestyle is the last page here. And eventually then we have a little back page of this one. So this one you can throw out to a friend and say, so I challenge you 3, 5, or 10, read through it, decide which one you want to be on. So now we got to go and make some money on this. Could you agree? Yes. Is there anybody that would like to drive the volume in January?
Yes.
Well, you don't know how much we're going to drive the volume in January yet. Because we're coming with some campaigns in the next talk that will get you so fired up that you don't know where to hide anymore. So I'm not launching those. Hilda are launching those, okay? But I'm gonna show you how we're gonna drive volume on this in January, okay? So don't forget, if you only have one sale you can do, Balance Oil is number 1. If you want to do 2, Balance Oil and Extend will do more for their health. If you can see that they need to lose 3, 5, or 10, then... So it's a whistle. You go, you're a customer. You're a customer. So the LeanShake Challenge kits. And they're in here, and it says 3, 5, or 10. It's pretty simple, isn't it? So 3 kilos, 5 kilos, 10 kilos. And there is a lot of products in this because the 3 kilo one is supposed to last you for 3 weeks with 2 meals a day to take off the 3 kilos. On a low-calorie diet, you can lose 1 kilo a week for 3 weeks. Are you with me? So we've put in products there for about 3,000 kroners, if this is in kroners. So you save 1,000 kroners. So we've got 5 LeanShakes. We've got 2 Synobiotics in there, so for 1 extra Synobiotic a day. And then we've got 2 shaker bottles, and then we've got a measurement so that you can measure your waistline. And that calculates all kinds of stuff. I haven't seen it yet, but Henrik found it, and it's brilliant. Then you have the 5 kilo challenge, which is then a lot more products. You save 1,600, like 160, 70 euros of the normal retail price of the product. And then you've got the 10 kilos, where you save a lot of money and you spend like 6,000 kroners in product. And no one LeanShake is down to like 299 kroners. You get 2 of these boxes for free and everything else for free in that kit. So that's a real value kit for those that want. And that will last you then for 10 weeks. Then there is a 6-month subscription that is equal on each of them. That follows up with 2 LeanShakes a month and 1 Synobiotic a month for 849 kroners in kroners. And that's to maintain for the 6 months. So after you've lost it, you won't just go out and regain it. So then you replace 1 meal a day and you add some Synobiotics so that we know that you have enough fibers to keep those cravings for food away from you. Then we put some credits on this. It's 13 credits a month on subscription, basic credits. Then on the first kit, there is 30 credits. On the second kit, there is 50 credits. And on the 10 kilo kit, we have 100 credits. So basically, if you get 120 customers that want to lose 10K in January, that's diamond. Without the ECB. It's direct or with the ECB. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And I know that you want to find a friend now and help them lose the 10. My mom is in on this. She's already started from before. She's my friend. She's got so many. She said directly, I'll do 10, 10, 10 easily. So she's in on this. And she's already lost 7, and that's over Christmas. It's the first time since she gave birth to me that she didn't gain weight over Christmas. That's 40 years. That's pretty impressive. So this product really works not only on me, works on my mom too. So then it works on the whole world. The N equals 2 thing. And this is the euro prices. Take a picture quickly so I don't have to go through all of it. Okay, now 1 Finn got a picture. That means that everybody else has got it. You want it one more time? Yes. My time is up. 7 minutes over, so it's crazy. And then we have the Cincino HealthChallenge. Okay, I got to finish up here. Are we excited about this? Yes. So think about this. Like, all of a sudden, all of the people that has some weight to lose becomes our best friends. There is a 3,000 euro challenge to lose 3 kilos. There is a 5,000 euro challenge to lose 5 kilos. And a 10,000 euro challenge to lose 10 kilos. So if you've got more to lose, you've got more to win. This is pretty exciting, isn't it? And customer support is open on Saturday and Sundays to report the numbers into them. Not customer, but partner support. Isn't that exciting? I mean, that's the biggest news that I could give you guys today, is actually the thing about partner support on the weekends. That excites me. So here is how it works. You either lose the kilos yourself, or you find a friend that loses it for you. So since I've only got 3 more to lose, I've already, when we brainstormed this, I said, Steinar, you're mine. So he's taken. So nobody can take Steinar from me, okay? We're on this together. So we're going to go challenge. I'm going to do my 3. He's going to do his 10. Then I'm in the 3 kilo challenge. He is in, well, I don't know if he's going to do his 10. We'll talk about it later on. Are you here, Steinar, still, or did he just run out? Are you in on this? Yes, we're in on this. At the same time as we will make a beautiful IT program so that we will quickly find your before and after picture. Here is how it works. Choose your challenge, 3, 5, or 10. Sign up on a Cincino LeanShake subscription today. If you've got an auto ship, that's okay. If you've got a subscription before, that's okay. Or get on the 3, 5, and 10. If it's new customers joining in, it's 3, 5, or 10 subscriptions we're looking for. Take a picture of yourself. You could take that as long as you have decent amount of clothes on. Okay? So a picture of yourself with a decent amount of clothes on. But you can dress up in a suit and just take a picture of your full body. It doesn't need to be a bikini picture or anything like that. I seldomly wear bikinis, so it doesn't suit me. Actually, I've never done that. Just get the record straight there. Then take the challenge yourself or start a friend or get a friend. So if you're a fitness person that want to gain 3 kilos, you don't have to lose anything. You get your friend to lose it, and you still enter into the winnings. Follow or advises in the Health Challenge concept. Reach your goal. Take a new picture of yourself or your friend and send that into HealthChallengeCincino.com and share your 3 greatest tips on getting healthy. Then a jury will choose who the winner is on July 1st, 2016. And you can only win if you or your friend is in the leadership school. Because that's where we will actually get the winners out, and we'll hand out the 3, 5, and 10,000 euros. No, if you lost the kilos yourself, keep the money. If you did it together with a friend, do the decent thing and give your friend half. Is this exciting? Yes. I hope it is. I think that this is going to drive some serious volume for the month of January. I know that reading the booklet is going to excite you. The new offers in this one, there isn't many changes to it. I think the design got even better. We got a black coffee machine, which looks much better on the back page for the upsell on that. I think it's brilliant. Use the folder, the health concept folder, to explain people about the concept if you're not using the booklet. But we're going to have fun with this for the first 3 months of this year to drive some volume. Then we're going to have fun at leadership school. And we're going to eventually do more and more things so that we could quickly market ourselves to a bunch of customers out there that needs our products. First of all, they need to get in balance. But they also need to boost their immune system. And there is so many that have my kind of problems. They've built an amazing amount of fat cells. So whenever they lose the weight, it's so hard to keep it off. And this is their hope. This is their solution. I'm 79 happy kilos today. I'll be 76 in a few weeks' time, probably 4 or 5, because it takes some time. And that will be the best day of my life since I was like 18 last time I was 76 when it comes to measuring myself on the scale. It's exciting when you see it and you start liking yourself more and more and more and more in the mirror. And there is a limit to how much you can like yourself. Thank you.